ourselves out there as a spectacle. We can't do that. We've been doing that enough, family. Aren't you tired of being abused and used? Just know that you're going to be, the tables are going to turn. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. The head shall be the tail and the tail shall be the head. That is a promise. That will happen. But let us keep silent. Let us go about our way as the example that our Messiah gave us when he was put in handcuffs. It says that he was silent before the shearers. He knew they were getting ready to unalive him. Why? Because he did it for all of us, the great news. But there are those who would take this out of context. I tell you, if any of my children was to do that, I only got one, but to say if any of those that I know, like my nieces and nephew that are younger than me, that I have raised up, I tell them, don't act like that. Don't do what some of these kids done, where they turn their back and walk away when the police officers tell them to stay there. That is an act of rebellion. This is why you'll see it time and time again when you read the scriptures, even the letters, you'll see where it says, honor the king, honor those that you are subjected to. It's talking about respect. Even if they're wrong. Notice how Daniel even spoke about Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar was trying to unalive them. Daniel was praying over Nebuchadnezzar. He even said, hope this may not be you, King Nebuchadnezzar, that this isn't you, what I'm seeing of this dream. Yeah, we need to get somebody out of here. Can you please get rid of him there, Brother Adam? That is so terrible that we have people that do that. And it's so nasty because that day is going to be so sad for those people like him or her or whoever that is. They think they're funny, but there's going to be nothing funny about that day when they stand before the creator of all things. This is how we know that we're dealing with people who don't want to hear the truth. Because the truth does hurt. And I'm saying this even for my own people. When I say my own people, I'm talking about the melanated ones who are out there, who got their butts hanging halfway out. I just saw one earlier today and I'm like, or yesterday, and I'm like, this is just insane. Why is it my people that walk like this? Why do they do this? Yah has literally caused us to have this type of mindset. And yet we are to be the ones that are to go out and give them the word. How would they know the truth unless we've been sent to them? How would they know the great news unless we're the ones who are to preach it to them? I have come to the understanding that it is not about us and how much we know. No, it's about us going out there and stepping out in faith and to share what we know about salvation, what we know it is to be saved and have life and life more abundantly through the Messiah. Because there is no other way that these people are going to get it unless we go out and speak to them. And this is why Yah says that he is going to require their blood at our own hands. They have more trust and faith in this governmental system than they do of Yahuwah, who has given us these governmental systems. He says he's the one who tears down and raises up these kingdoms. We forget all about that. What does it look like for us that are believers to vote in two of lesser evils and they're both evil? Does that even make sense? And we say that knowing what the outcome is already going to be. We're going to have an evil person sitting in the White House. And regardless who you choose, we're going to have somebody who is a foreigner, who is not a believer like us. And yet we turn around and we become part of this world. Weren't we told? Let me look this passage up. Weren't we told not to be a part of this world? Or maybe we just think that that's for other people and not for us. Could that be what it means? 1 John chapter 2. Let's read this. Starting at verse 15. Do not love the world, nor that which is in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him or her. Because all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passes away, and the lust of it. But the one doing the desire, the will of Elohim, remains forever. We shall remain forever, family. But we seem to have issues with that when it comes to those things that we're supposed to be disconnected from. You know, I will give that to the Jehovah's Witness. They've done that. They have no political affiliation. Neither should we. They don't celebrate their birthdays. Neither should we. They don't allow their people to go into the armed forces. Neither should we. This is the stuff that I'm saying that many of us don't seem to understand who we are to be when it comes to our identity in the Messiah, in the Mashiach. I was trying to say Messiah and Mashiach at the same time. In the Mashiach. Notice this one. First John chapter 4, excuse me. Notice what it says here. By this love has been perfected with us, in order that we might have boldness in the day of judgment, because as he is, so are we in this world. The word world is right here. Because as he is, so are we in this world. We are in this world, but we're not supposed to be of it. I know we live in this United States. I know what we've been told about the United States. We think we have some clout. We think we have some power. We think our vote counts. The only vote that your vote counts is your local and regional officials. When it comes to that White House, when it comes to what is going on in DC, you don't have no voice in the matter. They've already selected who they're going to choose. They already know who they're going to appoint. You got to remember, we're dealing with a corporation. The United States is a corporation. And those who are running that corporation is just not going to let anybody sit behind that table, that desk in the Oval Office. They're going to make sure whoever they have in there is going to do what they said that they are telling them to do. If they don't, they're going to be an Abraham Lincoln. They're going to be a John McKinley. They're going to be a JFK. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying. You want to buck the system? You're going to get snipped more than just on the earlobe. You're going to get it. It's going to take the pumpkin off your body. This is why we need to be done with this world. And you're going to see for yourself. I'm going to see for myself how Yah is getting ready to get rid of these things out of our life. This is why this world is in the chaos and the turmoil that it's in, and we have to be careful and disguise our words and what we say. We got to be harmless as a dove, right? Wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. We got to make sure that our words are seasoned with salt. We got to make sure whatever we say, we are not saying it just to be speaking idly, because we're going to be judged for every idle word that we say, and that even goes for our choices. It's the same bird. So when are we going to wake up? When are we going to stop picking King Sauls? When are we going to stop wanting to be like the other nations? Are we yet not tired of what's going on? Do we see what they're teaching our children in schools? And TT has the nerve to say that they have to control the narrative, and that there are certain things that we all agree upon. No, we don't. Those of us who know the truth, we don't agree upon what TikTok says is their community rules. They want us to think that, and we have to act between their perimeters, because if not, they shut you down. Same thing goes for YouTube. Same thing goes for every other one of these so-called apps. They have controlled the narrative. There is no reason for us to vote. They just want to know what's in your mind and what the populace is ready for. That's what this voting every 4 years is all about. It was never about you having the power to vote, to cast your ballot. The only place that you can even have that is your local and regional affiliations of those who are running your areas, your county, your city, your local areas, your municipalities. But again, when it comes to what's going on over there in DC, that District of Columbia, yeah, you have no control of what they're going to do over there. They just want to know what you're about to do. And Yosef, you're right. You take me to a whole nother, thank you, Yosef. Yah must have brought you here tonight to share that. And I have to be careful even speaking of the Noahide laws, because they are the same people who are pushing the Noahide laws that are controlling this world. They're the same ones with the 6-pointed star. You know who I'm talking about. They're the ones over there that are doing all the ruckus. Let me say this. Do you not know that the Christians, the Christian right, because of people like John Hagee and the Kenneth Copelands and all of them other folks, telling Americans to open up their pocketbooks and to send funding over to Israel. Do you know that they're unaliving our brothers and sisters? Not everybody in Gaza Strip are Muslims. Not everybody in southern Lebanon are Muslims. Not everybody in Damascus and Syria are Muslims. Not everyone in Baghdad, Iraq are Muslims. Not everybody who lives in Tehran, Iran are Muslims. There are true Yahudim who are Yasharal in these areas. And yet they're going to send their money to a people who don't even believe in our Messiah, let alone a Christian one, but our Messiah? And they're unaliving our family? And we're to be a part of that? Yes, Mira. Do you know that the oldest believers in the world are in Damascus? That's exactly where Shaul, aka Paul, was going to go when he was on the road to Damascus. He was about to go unalive more believers. That is the oldest place of believers that can trace their lineage all the way back to the time of the apostles, live in Damascus. And what is going to happen to Damascus? Many of you know Yeshayahu chapter 17. What does it say there in Yeshayahu chapter 17? Let's read it. This is the time. This is that time where all this is about to happen. Isaiah chapter 17, verse 1. The message concerning Damascus, also known as Damascus. See, Damascus ceases to be a city. Of course, this hasn't happened yet, but it's on its way, because those people are bombing it every single day, or at least a week, at least once a week. And it shall become a heap of ruins. Google images of Damascus right now, what it looks like, and you'll be amazed what it looks like. It looks like exactly what you see in Gaza right now, where every building is destroyed. It's almost there. Damascus is almost all destroyed. There's certain areas that hasn't been touched yet, but for the most part, it's about to become nothing. It's about to cease from being a city here soon. The cities of error are forsaken. They are for flocks which shall lie down with no one to frighten. And the stronghold shall cease from Ephraim. The rain from Damascus. This is telling you about the 10 northern tribes. This was the area that many of them went when the Assyrian king took them. That is the Syrian king. Syria is the same. And the remnant of Aram be as the esteem of the sons of Yasharal, that is you and me, declares Yahuwah of hosts. And in that day, what day? The day when Damascus ceases from being a city. In that day, it shall be that the esteem of Yaakov, that's you and me, wanes, and the fatness of their flesh grows lean. This right here is the third seal being broken. This is the famine in the land. This is when the mark of the beast will be instituted. This is it right here. This is when this happens. We are witnessing truly the end times. And many don't even realize it. Christians don't realize it. They just know that they just want the pre-tribulation rapture to come, which you guys all know is false. Because the only pre-trib rapture that's going to happen is going to be the 144, the 144,000 households. It is so unfortunate that we have people that don't realize what is happening to our brothers and sisters because of the political atmosphere in this country that has pushed its agenda all over the four corners of this world. And no wonder why Yahuwah has his eyes out on this country and what he's going to do to this country. It's amazing, family. We are truly living in some astonishing times. What I want to do the next time I come on live, not talking about the fasting lives where I'll be coming on every morning and every afternoon, but Shabbat, our Shabbat gathering that we have, I want to go into the book of Ezekiel. So for those of you who want to be ahead of the curve and maybe want to do your own reading time to yourself, start reading from Ezekiel chapter 35. Ezekiel chapter 35. And if you can handle it, read it all the way to the end of the book. Okay? Ezekiel chapter 35 all the way to 48. And you'll all see why I'm saying this to you once we do this together this Shabbat. Okay? Just remember that for those of you who are coming back. Do your own study and look into it from chapter 35 of Ezekiel to 48. It's not that much. All right? But I would just say this much. You're going to see a timeline in there. And if you don't see it, we'll bring it out together. But you're going to see a timeline in there. And we're going to line it up with the book of Revelation. And we're going to line it up with the book of Daniel. We're talking about some heavy, heavy material here. This is stuff that many people don't even know. Most people aren't taught this, but I want you guys to read it for yourself. So you will see it for yourself when we come together and we read this. You're going to see this timeline. It all lines up with the book of Revelation, with the book of Daniel, and also with the book of Jeremiah. But for this study, we're going to do Ezekiel, Daniel, and Revelation. Ezekiel, Daniel, and Revelation. And again, family, we are that generation. You should be excited. I know I am. I'm excited for that expectation of our salvation, our deliverance, as we read earlier in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. We are to have that expectation in us. Are you eagerly waiting for the second coming of the Messiah? You should be. You should be. Be it if you fall asleep or when he cracks that sky, regardless, either way, you should be expecting Yah to come and get you. One way or the other. And again, we're not talking about the pre-trib rapture. We're not into that nonsense. Because those people are cowards. I used to be one of them. I used to be one of those cowards in Christian circles that was going around preaching and teaching about this pre-tribulation rapture that's going to take us away as a thief in the night, and we're gone, and all of your clothes are going to be nice and folded up, and your cars are going to just go on and crashing if you're driving, or the planes are going to fall out of the sky because you're a pilot and you're a believer, or you got little children's in the crib and they're just mysteriously gone. No, that is not going to happen, and that's nowhere in the book. But we got our brothers and sisters in Christianity who believe that mess. And you can't tell them any different because they love their fairy tales. They love their Disneys. They love their Nickelodeons. But again, Ezekiel chapter 35 to Ezekiel chapter 48. Read it and meditate on it. And when we come back together on Shabbat, 1 o'clock West Coast time, 4 o'clock East Coast time, 2 o'clock Mountain, 3 o'clock Central, we're going to be going over these passages. We're going to read this. And as we go through it, we're going to start lining it up, Daniel and Revelation with the book of Ezekiel. And you're going to see there is no other so-called holy book of any other so-called religion that has anything like what we're going to expound on Shabbat. All right. So with that being said, we're coming to the end of my day, the end of your day. I know it's pretty late there on the East Coast. I thank you all for being here tonight. And I will be back on, Yah willing, early in the morning to pray as we bring in our fast again tomorrow morning during sunrise. For those of you who are in different areas of the world, just follow the sun. When the sun comes up, no eating, no drinking of anything, not even water. You can brush your teeth, of course, but as far as swallowing anything into your stomach, because again, we don't want to be, causing people to faint because they smell our breath or whatever. But please do, wherever you're at, Yah sees everything. It's not about me knowing that you're fasting or any of that. Like I said, that's between you and Yah. The only reason why you guys know that I'm doing it is because I'm the one who's officiating it, I guess, in a sense, behind the scenes. But I do this corporately with you, brothers and sisters. We're all we got. This is all we have. We need to strengthen each other, prepare each other for what is getting ready to happen. We're going to look back in these days, and I'm telling you, we're going to wish we did a lot more than what we've done. So let us redeem the time. Let us do what we're supposed to do. Let us be a part of our Father's business. Let's go out there and do it. Not just speak it, but let us be of it. Right? Remember what we read in Isaiah chapter 58. If you have to go back to remind yourself why you're fasting, what you're fasting for, you know what you're fasting for, but the things that you should do: feed the homeless, clothe those who are naked, go out there and help others. Whatever it is, those righteous works that we should be doing about our Father's business. We're to be those messengers. Do it in secret. Don't let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. Those kind of things. We can do that, family. You're doing wonderful things by doing that. The Father will reward you openly. He will say, "Well done, my great and faithful servant." I know that's what we all want to hear. Yes, we do. We got this, Miss Paka. Exactly. We got this. So again, I want to thank all of you and encourage all of you to maintain the cause. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Maintain the cause. Do it for yourself. Not to be seen. Do it for our Father so that He may see. Do this so that He will be well pleased with you. If you can do it from the time that you wake up to the time that when the sun goes down, that's a beautiful thing. And this is just the beginning. Because if Yah wills, we're going to be doing some of these fasts where we're going to start off with 2 days. A full out fast, 2 days. No eating, no drinking anything for 2 full days. And then we'll do 3 days, but now we're going to incorporate drinking without the eating. And then we'll do a 4th day and a 5th day. And so we're going to build up. I don't want to run anyone away by not wanting to fast properly. This is something that you just don't get into and just say, you know what, I'm going to do a 40-day fast. No, it doesn't work like that. That'll be the first and last time you will ever try that if you do it. And so this fast from sunrise to sunset is an encouraging sunrise to sunset fast. It is to help you build up your stamina for fasting, because there is power in fasting. There is power in fasting. Not to toot my own horn, I've never went more than 8 days, and that was amazing for me. That was a long time. The 8th day I broke my fast. And I was so thankful that Yah saw me through. I was drinking those days, but I was amazed that Yah had shown me that I have the willpower to do so. I can subject my flesh from its wants and its needs and its desires. And I was amazed that I was able to do that. So that lets me know, you know what? If I have a habit I want to stop, I have the power. I have the willpower to do it, because Yah shown me that I can do it through fasting. Wow, Raha, that is a long time, 10 days. And by the way, I did see that you had texted me earlier, but I'll get with you probably tomorrow on that, Ak. Tomorrow, Eli Shiva, it would be when the sun comes up. As soon as you see the sun in your area, in your neck of the woods, if you're going to fast, what we're doing, as soon as you see the sun, not the sun rays, not the dawn. Okay, when I say dawn, that means you see the light, but you don't see the sun. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you can go out your home and you can actually see that the sun rays is hitting something. Then you know the sun is up. That's when you start. And then when the sun goes down, that's when you break it. Okay? Again, I want to thank all of you for being here. All 560 of you. You guys have been a Baruch to me. And I just ask that you would just continue to do what Yah has called you to do. Come out of Babylon. Come out of her teachings. Come out of her ways. Do not share in her plagues. And we do have this, family, just like Nazareth here was saying, our sister Nazareth. I thank you all. I thank you guys. And I hope to see some of you here tomorrow. If not, I hope to see you on Shabbat. Yahuwah Baruch you. May Yahuwah keep you. And may he continue to allow his light to shine upon you. Go with Yahuwah, family. Shalom. My name is Brother Jimmy, aka Ambassadors of Yah, signing off.